Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be giving a reaction to Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Before I see the movie and after I see the movie, right now it's 7:15. The movie starts for me at 7:30. You see the movie theater behind me in the background over there. Yeah, unfortunately, there won't be any lighting distance from when I see the movie and when I get out. But yeah, about to go see Venom, Let There Be Carnage. My thoughts on the first film, just to catch y'all up. I wasn't really a fan of the first film. I thought filmmaking-wise, it was pretty bad. It was just kind of sloppy writing areas, just some stuff. I mean, it had moments of being entertaining here and there. But overall, it was just kind of like superhero filmmaking from like 2005 with like Fantastic Four or Daredevil, the original Daredevil, just stuff like that, towards all like, it's just really, you guys didn't put much effort into the filmmaking process here. Plus, in general, I'm just kind of against the idea of a Venom movie without proper ties to Spider-Man. But I'll give the sequel credit, this Venom Let There Be Carnage, the trailers, the movie does look a lot better, just in terms of like all areas, just in terms of like just how it's made. The villain this time around, you got Carnage, so that's a character people have wanted to see in live action for a long time, so you're finally going to get to see him. But the trailers definitely look fun, and it definitely looks like it's got a new director, so hopefully maybe they've learned from their mistakes from the first film and can make a more entertaining all-around film here. And from what I hear, I've not seen the actual spoilers about it yet in terms of the details, but the post-credit scene is supposed to be like pretty lit. That's what people are saying from the fan reaction screenings that they had a week or two ago. So anytime you hear people like buzzing about the post-credit scene like 2 weeks in advance, you know it's got to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So yeah, hopefully Venom Let There Be Carnage is worth watching. So I will check back with y'all after I see the movie.
2 hours later.
Alright, so I just got out from seeing Venom, Let There Be Carnage. You see the time right there. Yeah, for me, the movie officially, well, it started at 7:30, but really with credits 7:50. So I got out under 2 hours. That's pretty amazing for a blockbuster these days. Usually these things are like 2 hours long. But yeah, the movie, holy shit. Just for warning, there's going to be some spoilers in this video when I'm mainly talking about the mid-credit scene. But in terms of the movie, yeah, that was a big improvement from the first Venom. Just in about every aspect, man. Like I said, I was not a big fan of the first Venom, but you could tell by the trailers that this one looked like it was going to be an improvement, and turned out that it was. I think the thing that I enjoyed consistently throughout the movie most was that it was actually just a good story about like friendship, like a bromance between Eddie and Venom. You know, you saw them sort of hint at that stuff in the first one, but it wasn't really developed that well. This one, it's a bigger part of the story. It's really sort of the framework of the story, was the relationship between him and Venom. It's just really fun to see those two in action, man. Eddie and Venom, it's just crazy to say, like, they had their chemistry sort of like was the heart of the movie. And just the fact that Venom is just really, he's just a funny dude, man. That's something from Venom in the comics. He has sort of like a twisted sense of humor, even when he becomes sort of a good guy, and when he's a bad guy, when he's effing around with Spider-Man. But they really captured that in this one, where when you saw it in the first one, it's just like, it's really like, it was just fun writing. It was just like fun to see Venom do his thing, fun to see Venom in these weird situations, crazy situations you didn't think he would be in, like going to like a party, effing around with chickens, the type of people that he like invades and possesses. It was just, that was really entertaining about the movie. And I would say that Tom Hardy was really good. Also, just all that stuff, man, it was really good, the stuff between him and Venom. But I think, like, with the new villain, with Carnage coming in, that's the character that a lot of people have wanted to see for a long time. And Carnage, he was a really good villain. He was very, very terrifying. The effects on him were great. The effects throughout the movie were really cool. His action sequences were amazing. Woody Harrelson was really good. The hair for him was a lot better than that bad wig he was wearing in the first movie. So the sort of the Carnage that he created was good. Cletus Cassidy. Something that didn't bother me as much as I thought would was the fact that, you know, for a story like Carnage, you would kind of want to prefer it to be PG-13, or not PG-13, R-rated. This was actually a PG-13 movie, but I think they sort of pushed the limit in terms of what you could do with a PG-13 movie, just in the stuff, the kind of violence, the amount of impalings, heads being sort of eaten off. You don't really see any blood or anything, but for what they did, it's all like, well, all right. It just helped that the action in general was pretty good, so that helped things a lot. Just in general, like I think like even like the hour-and-a-half length, that's short for a movie these days, but it was actually appropriate for this movie just because the pacing was good. You know, you never felt like it dragged or anything like that. You got your action, you got some good entertainment. I ended up being really kind of surprised by this movie, man. It was way better than the first one, infinitely better, to the point where it's not even funny, it's not even close. So yeah, I would definitely give a recommendation for Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I think for people that said like the first movie, oh, it's just a fun movie, just like go and enjoy yourselves, I didn't really feel that way about the first one. But this is sort of, my feelings about this one are the way that the people that did feel positive about the first one, that's how I feel about this one. All of this being said, I have not seen like what kind of scores it's gotten from critics. I never look at that stuff before seeing the movie, so maybe I'm talking out of my ass, but in general, based on what I've heard, I think people are saying that this one is a lot better, and I would agree after seeing the movie. Then the audience was pretty entertained from seeing it.
I will let you eat everybody! Promise! I promise! Oh yeah!
So now I will talk about the mid-credit scene, and yeah, there will obviously be spoilers when I'm talking about that. That mid-credit scene, yeah, wow. That was hyped up 2 weeks ago whenever they had the fan screenings. People were talking about, oh my God, the mid-credit scene is like so amazing. That's usually not a great sign when the first thing people talk about is the mid-credit scene. In this case, though, it is a pretty big deal just because for what they show with Venom relaxing, sort of on the run, but on vacation, you know, sort of at the same time. He sort of gets set in sort of like another universe where now he's in, I guess, the regular MCU. That's a result of what you've seen from the Spider-Man No Way Home trailers, where the whole sort of universe or multiverse gets effed up with the whole MCU multiverse timeline thing going on. When Doctor Strange casts that spell, I guess that sort of sends Venom into the regular sort of Disney Marvel cinematic universe, and then he sees on the news that he sees the the newsreel or the news video of J. Jonah Jameson sort of reporting that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So I guess it's like parallel right happening when Spider-Man Far From Home is like the ending, the mid-credit scene in that movie. And then Venom goes up to the TV and he's all like, that guy licks the TV like he wants to like eat him. That's the only thing that was kind of like interesting. It was just like, why does Venom like hate Spider-Man right there? Is he just interested in him? Is it a thing that he hates spiders? I think something that would have been cool, because you kind of felt like things were going in this direction eventually, that Venom would meet up with the MCU Spider-Man. Maybe they could have set something up that like that Venom, he hates spiders, and then when he sees like actually Spider-Man on the TV, he's like, a superhero that's like themed after spiders? I don't like that shit. But it's obviously the whole thing, like the big deal is that Venom is like in the MCU now. And that's something that was gonna happen eventually, just with the whole Sony thing, Spider-Man, MCU, they had to make the deal sort of work. But it's actually kind of cool that we're getting it, just because, well, just coming out of the movie, I'm a fan of like this version of Venom now. And to see now, like now he might be in sort of a more traditionally villainous role for Venom, if he's going to be interacting with Spider-Man, you know, I want to see how that's going to play out, just so that could be like some cool stuff, some cool interactions, and maybe it's that people that actually want to see Venom as like a true villain, although, you know, eventually you end up going back to sort of his anti-hero ways. But it actually, I mean, it's cool how the movies are sort of kind of getting connected. It's amazing that Disney finally had to sort of like bite the bullet and give Sony sort of the creative freedom to do the kind of stuff that they want to do. It always amazed me, the deal between Marvel, Disney and Sony, how they're able to share this stuff, the universes, Spider-Man, the characters, all that kind of stuff. But you know what, it's really exciting, just because when I was the trailers for the movie, they showed the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. It was the first time I had seen the trailer since I did my trailer reaction for it over a month ago now, and that's a great trailer, and I'm really looking forward to that movie. So all things Spider-Man now, when it comes to the films, is it's really exciting right now. And hopefully Spider-Man No Way Home can deliver on all the excitement that's going on right now, because it's truly crazy stuff. So yeah, that mid-credit scene was sort of just the cherry on top to sort of like what my thoughts were on Venom Let There Be Carnage. Like I said, I thought it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. I'm not quite sure the score I would give, but just coming out of the movie, I would just definitely give a recommendation, even if you were sort of iffy on the first film, from what I experienced experience. This one was a lot better. So yeah, Sony is doing good things with Spider-Man in film right now. Something I am curious about is the whole thing about Morbius. Like, what's the deal with that movie? How comes that it's rescheduled to January of next year, and yet there has been like no trailers, no hype, like no press about that movie whatsoever? So that's interesting also, but that's a story for another day, a topic for another day. But overall, Venom Let There Be Carnage, yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. And that mid-credit scene, well, I spoiled it now, but it was definitely hype. So that'll do it for this video, my reactions on Venom Let There Be Carnage. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.